Hey everyone, we are back to it's been a long time. It's been a long time, but we are here to recap Potomac season 5, episode 13, and probably some of the like a little bit of the other episodes just because we're trying to catch up. But I'm here with the lovely Stephanie. Yay, the two steps in the house, and we and we're yep, and we're gonna do Potomac. Season 5, episode 13 came on last night. We are so behind with recaps, but let's get into it. So, Steph told me before we started recording that she doesn't like Wendy, and and I had to agree. I'm sorry, but y'all need to know. I tried with Wendy. I liked her when she first came on, her and her little family. I thought they were adorable. It was nice to see Nigerian culture in reality TV as far as like housewives, because I don't think we ever have. All we've heard is like Nigerian, well, like African men from on Atlanta. Like it was always like one of the housewives of Atlanta was like marrying or like sleeping around with some African man, and they always would say African, so I don't know like what country they were describing, but like that's all we've heard as far as like any African culture on Real Housewives. So it's nice to see Nigerian culture being presented. But there was a shift with Wendy. There was definitely a shift for me after the like Monique and Candace fight. She got very judgmental, and I did not agree at all with her spouting like how it was like bad representation for Black women, and this reflects badly on Black women because of them fighting. First of all, none of you Real Housewives of Potomac, Atlanta, any of you Black housewives represent me. you represent yourselves. You do stuff on your own. You represent you. You do not represent me. I don't look to you for inspiration, for life goals. Reality TV does not represent Black women as a whole or at all. So stop with this narrative. I feel like it's so problematic, especially coming from Wendy, who speaks like on CNN, speaks on these platforms advocating for Black people, and then using some of the same rhetoric that white supremacists use against Black people.
Right.
When after that, I was like, I'm done with her. I'm done. And yeah, and she's just gotten worse to me, like progressively worse.
Like the problem with that is like, it's, I've seen on the blogs and on Twitter, it's like, oh, she's so full of these beliefs about how Black people should be. So it's like very ripe with respectability politics, but people always fail to realize like you're centering white lives and whiteness. And Blackness is always going to be, or Black people and their lives are on the periphery, And like, I think for her, like it's hard because I know I'm a first generation American, and like there's a certain standard that you want to follow. Parents are like, oh, don't act like this, be like this. And you know what they're saying. Don't act like certain groups of people, act like the more privileged groups.
Right.
And I feel like she's probably grown up in that type of environment with that mindset, and hence look at her now. So I like that she's, they're showing a different side. They're naming countries in Africa. That's huge for Bravo. But I don't like how she's treating everyone else, or in particular Monique and Karen. So
yeah. And at first I felt bad for her because I was like, Karen was like shading the mess out of her, but now I see why. Now I see why she was shading the mess out of her. Like Wendy has a mouth. And for her to be talking about Monique being a bad representation for Black women because of the fight, when, what was it, like a few episodes before that, she was calling Ashley out her name because she brought her baby to Monique's house when it had nothing to do with Ashley. If anything, she should have been mad at Monique or production, because like if you want to be able to bring, like, that's, I feel like that's the host's job, to be able to be like, hey, if you want to bring your baby, bring your baby. But Monique didn't even know that she wanted to bring her baby, so that should have been a conversation between her and Monique. But she like jumped on Ashley as if it was her fault, as if she had any control whether Wendy brought her baby or not. Called her out her name, like read her for filth, and like it took them, and they had to try to get her to apologize. She didn't want to apologize, and then finally she did. But I was like, you acted like a fool on TV.
Yeah.
But you forgot all about that. And now it's all in Monique.
Like, and I might jump ahead a little bit, but the thing that bugged me the most, right? So when Monique called Wendy to invite her to her podcast, her live podcast, I realized something, because a few episodes prior, Monique said she was not remorseful.
Right.
Right. And they were ready to tie her to the stake for that statement. Right. But when you really think about it, it was like a few days after the altercation. So yeah, her adrenaline is still pumping. So she's being honest with you. What would you prefer? For her to come to you and say, yeah, I forgive her, when she really doesn't, or I feel sorry about it when she doesn't?
Because then they would be like, oh, she's fake.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But now that she was trying to like sort of make amends, Wendy and Robin were like, oh, I don't believe you.
Right.
And it's like, come on.
So you would have believed her if she had apologized then, but not now. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into this episode. The unfortunate thing about Potomac is, without this fight, I really have no desire to watch this anymore. I really don't.
Nothing going on.
There is nothing going on.
Monique brought it.
Without this fight, and really the only people who have storylines right now are Monique and Candace and Ashley, because of her messy, disgusting husband. Like, these are the only ones. Like, this episode, Jamal and Giselle, who cares, with their fake storyline. Like, they couldn't even kiss each other goodbye. I was like, this is sad. This is sad.
But I was like, wait a second, you're not gonna see her. Where is the kiss?
It was like hug, and he kissed her on the cheek. And it was like,
I didn't even see that.
This is a fake relationship.
I didn't even see that.
Fake.
I was thinking, wait, what?
I don't care about them. I don't. I have no desire to hear anything else about Giselle and her messy pastor. Like, Lord.
But then be ready to comfort people.
Right. when you have the most mess, like you have the most mess.
Right.
And I don't care about Robin and her same tired storyline with Juan. Like, enough. I cannot.
I forget which
season. It's season 5. It's been since season 1. The same. Nothing's changed.
What did you think about Juan shopping for the ring with Giselle?
I wish they hadn't shown the prices, because I feel like, well, I mean, I guess it's fine. It's reality TV. It seems a little tacky though, because then I feel like she's gonna see that and see how much she spent on her ring.
Right.
But I mean, I guess that's fine. I mean, I knew how much my ring cost because I helped design it. So like, I guess that's fine. But it was just like to go from like 59,000 to it was like 8.
But kudos to Juan.
He was like, nah. He was like, nope, bring it on down.
Yeah, we budgets.
But that ring, That ring looked nice for like
the first one or the 8951.
Yeah, the 8950
Yeah.
one. That looked nice. I was like, wow, you could get like a really nice ring for not 59,000. So I feel like, well, I guess that does help because it goes to show that you don't have to spend like an exorbitant amount on an engagement ring to have it be nice and something that people will be like, wow, that looks really pretty. So
I have a feeling he probably bought the ring already, and just for the cameras, he was like,
probably. He's fake too. I feel like he really doesn't care.
Yeah.
I feel like he's doing this for Robin.
Yeah.
Because to give her, because he knows she wants to be on the show, and this gives them something to do. Because otherwise, like, what else are they going to talk about besides this same tired ass storyline? She needed to get engaged because otherwise people would be asking the same questions, like, when are you guys going to get together? And it's like, I can't with Robin. This is like, what's her name? Teddy from Beverly Hills Housewives. This is like Teddy.
Yeah. Is Teddy coming back?
No, she got fired. Oh well.
What's Kyle gonna do?
She gotta find a new best friend. Oh, she's probably gonna latch back on to Dorit, you know.
Yeah. Dorit.
I hope Dorit shades her. I hope she does not like go back to being like her right hand man, because I feel like she was not nice to Dorit. And I feel like I actually started to like Dorit, so I feel like she would do better to be more friendly with the other girls, so that she has more of like she can build up more allies. Because when I feel like you're too reliant on Kyle, she can like toss you away and then you have no one because you're like her right hand. You know what I mean? You need to be friends with the other girls. I don't know. And I feel like Robin's Teddy, no storyline, just boring. I can't stand it.
I mean, they probably need to recast the show.
Yeah.
After this season, and like bring in some people that can spice things up. Like, yes, you know, Wendy gets some people angry, me in particular, but that's why people tune in.
I don't know. I'm tired of seeing her though. I could do without her. Like if they didn't bring her back, I would be fine.
I feel bad for Ashley because I feel like she wants to divorce Michael, but she knows that she needs to stay on the show, so she's going to drag it out as long as she can.
This could be her glow up. Like a divorce would be great for the show. But I think, well, what's interesting is on Watch What Happens Live, I only saw like a clip. Andy asked her if she got her post-nup yet, and she said no, not yet, because like Michael's being on his best behavior, and Andy was like, get it signed. And I was like, I feel like she might be waiting to get that post-nup signed before she gets a divorce, because the whole reason why she wants the post-nup is because in the prenup she'll get this money, but he can drag it on for years before she actually gets it. You know, like in legal battle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if she gets the post-nup, when they get divorced, she gets the money right away. She won't have to wait. And I think she's waiting on that. And then I think she'll be like, bye. Because honestly, come on. This marriage, no.
Yeah. Even when she was confessing to the other women, you know, the night that they had the fight, it felt like it wasn't something that she wanted to share, but she shared it anyway just to be for the cameras. And because I feel like that's something she like that's been going on for a while. So why spill the beans on that now?
I feel like she has to. I feel like this marriage has been set up to always be this way. I feel like she was young, he was old and rich, and she was like, I'm about to get this money and I'm going to do whatever I have to get it. And I feel like Michael's has always been this way, but they weren't on reality TV. So like he could do his mess and it never like reflected badly on her.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're on reality TV, there's like nowhere for him to hide. He just keeps like his mess just keeps getting put out on Front Street. So she has to play like damage control
Mm-hmm.
and act like, oh, like either I didn't know or this never happened, or now she's finally saying that they have an open marriage. And it's like, why didn't you say this before? You know what I mean? But his mess is too messy.
Because she was so bothered about all the allegations in the previous season. So why now?
Exactly, because she's lying. They both are. This has been their setup the whole
Yeah.
time. She's only been going along with it because she wanted that money. And like she had the first child, she'll have um child support for that child, child support for the second child. But she wants that post-nup so that she can get her prenup money allocated to her without having to wait, and then she can move on with her life.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's been waiting for that because like she doesn't want to be with this old man anymore. He's so messy. She's probably like glad that he goes and cheats because she doesn't have to sleep with him. And but like now that it's on Front Street, she has to keep dealing with it. I feel like it's more of the embarrassment than the actual like betrayal. Because I don't really think he's betraying her. I feel like she knows exactly like who he is.
Right. Yeah. I was just thinking about the picture of him in his boxers, and
Ew. Have you seen the video?
no, there's a video.
Yes, that's why I was like the whole time when she kept saying, "Oh, the stripper or whatever took a picture of him." There's video of them talking, and he's in his boxers, and they're talking. So I'm like, he lied. I mean, we already knew that he lied, but it's like
He
there's video evidence.
fell asleep in a bed naked.
There's she took a picture and then she also took a video, and it's them talking. And he's like, it's the same, it's Michael, like in his boxers, and he's talking. So there's video. So I'm like, you're a liar. You're a liar.
Oh, Michael.
It's see, this is the only, I feel like this would be the only reason, well, one of the reasons I would be mad that Monique was fired. They let this man with all these sexual allegations against him stay on the show with no penalty.
Right.
But then they want to fire her. Like this physical, like sexual assault charges against this man, and they let him be on the show with all these women. And like they want to fire Monique when multiple people have fought on these housewife shows.
Of course. Teresa.
So right. She threw the host. She threw the host.
Yeah.
You don't get any more physical than that. Like you throwing your own boss, physically attacking your own boss. I was like, no, they can't. Like that would be like, if it would be different if Monique was the only one. Then I would be like, well, I mean, what can she do? But so many people have fought on these Real Housewives shows.
It's so interesting that with that fight that they showed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like normally I find like on Bravo and the episodes where there have been fights on the other franchises, and even like VH1, they stopped showing fights. But I find it very interesting that they showed that fight in its entirety.
But I feel like they've showed all the other fights. They always say like they don't condone violence, but they show it. Like the Gorgas, remember the brothers, like Gorga and Judice?
Yeah, yes.
They physically fought, knocked Melissa like around, like whipped her around because she tried to stop it. Like I'm serious. Like they showed that whole fight. So like they can't say that they don't condone this stuff when they keep showing it.
They didn't show who was it? Portia and I want to say Kenya. I feel like because Portia's been in a lot of fights, but Portia and Kenya had a fight, and
they did show it, right? They showed her dragging her.
They didn't show the whole thing.
There was more.
They didn't. I feel like I remember hearing Nini's voice, but not seeing what was happening. Nini was screaming, and to Portia to stop, and you didn't really see what was going on. But I don't know. I mean, I think they know people want to see certain things. I wonder if the fight had something to do with the season being delayed, or if it was just COVID. But yeah, because I don't know. I thought that it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard
especially when it's like a cast member that you really like and care about. Yeah. I know you are gonna hate me, but I like both of them. I'm sorry, y'all. I like Monique and I like Candace, so it was hard for me to watch them. Like them of all people. I'm like, fight Giselle. Then I could be like
no, Giselle would have definitely sued her.
Oh yeah.
In the civil court and would have sued her. Yeah, she was.
But happy. I feel like Monique has more money, so she would have tied her up in legal fees. Like she wouldn't have gotten any money. That's how rich people are, though. When you have money and you have like the means, you can tie them up in like legal battle for years.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's unfortunate, especially like for poor people. But I feel like Monique has money, so she would be smart enough to be like, "There's no way you're getting money from me." And that's what happened with Candace. It got like thrown out. Well, I feel like the assault got thrown out like because they sued each other, but I think she tried to sue civilly and that got thrown out as well, right?
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Candace tried to sue her civilly. I don't know if it got thrown out. I thought it got thrown out. I'm not sure. But yeah. Because Monique's been talking about it. They've been talking about it on the show. She said like she just wanted money from me because she was like, why would she file a civil suit? And yeah, let's talk about the fight. We haven't had a proper talk about this fight. Okay. I know this recap is all over the place, but I told you we've been behind, so we have to catch up. But so I don't understand the fight, like the physical fight, because it's so confusing now, especially since they're all talking about it now. And then I feel like Monique is changing her story, and it's causing me to be even more confused. Because at first she said that the rumor that was spreading about Monique and her husband, that people were saying, well, one of Monique's, at first I thought it was just Giselle. Okay, so like there was a rumor going around that at Andy's baby shower that like Giselle and Candace and Robin and the producers were sitting down, and Giselle brought the storyline about Monique cheating on her husband with her fitness trainer and the baby not being Chris's. And then I guess Candace on her live said that this is what happened, but Candace said that's not going to fly because that baby looks too much like Chris. Like nobody's going to believe that.
That's his baby.
It is. And so then I guess there's also supposed to be another rumor from Giselle that Monique's miscarriage was an abortion because of her cheating with the trainer. Yes, this is how vile these people are. Yes.
Ooh, I didn't even know about that one.
Yes. So then, but I guess the producers were like, nah. So it never like came to light, except for on this season when Giselle brought it up. Because people kept saying like Monique brought it up. She didn't. She just said there was a rumor going around. She never said what it was. Right. Giselle said what it was.
Right.
So then I guess supposedly it was supposed to be Charisse that told Giselle this. And so then like, and then after that meeting, Candace told Karen and Karen told Monique. So Monique knew that this happened. So then it was like, okay, so then people could be like, what understand like why she would be upset. But then Candace said like she had nothing to do with it. She was just there. So I don't know how much I believe about that, but like she said she had nothing to do with it. She was just there. And then she told Karen. Karen told Monique. So then I was like, okay, so but then Monique said that had nothing to do with why she fought Candace. So then it was like, okay, so then why did you fight her? It didn't make any sense to me, like to physically fight someone. I was like, because people were even asking her, like, if anything, why weren't you fighting Giselle? Because of this rumor she was trying to bring on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Monique said she didn't want the rumor. She said if she were to start getting into it with Giselle, then the rumor would have to come out because people would be like, why is she trying to get into it with Giselle?
Mm-hmm.
And she was afraid that Giselle was going to bring out the rumor. So then it was just like, okay. But now Monique is saying that Candace was friends with Charisse, knowing that Charisse brought this horrible rumor and tried to like ruin her life and stuff. Why would she be friends with her? This is why I was upset with her. Like, I can't trust her. This is why we got into it or something. But I'm just like, but that's different than what you said before. So now I'm so confused.
I think it was definitely a build-up.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember what season. This is Candace's third season. So,
or is it her? Did she come season 3? Because Monique came season 2.
Yeah, she came season 3 because the first season, her and Monique were tight.
Right.
Last season, that's when they started to have that rift when Monique was going to fight her pregnant.
Right. Pregnant and all. I'll drag you pregnant and all.
Right. And then this season, stuff hit the fan.
Right.
Stuff hit the fan. So then I think it was building up. Like, I think her bringing Charisse to her party.
Mm-hmm.
But then also knowing that they weren't in a good place, and her and Ashley are in a better place. Like Monique and Ashley are in a good place. So seeing Candace with Ashley really triggered her. Like that getaway that they had at her house, that was one of the episodes where I was like, you're wrong here. You know, you're wrong for like trying to insert yourself, even though she probably in hindsight was right about Candace not being genuine.
But I feel, well, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I feel like she was really upset and jealous of not being included in that conversation. Yeah. She was starting to build a relationship, fake or not, with Giselle. So then to see Giselle, Candace, and Ashley together, and she's not part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could see the horns come out. And then when she checked Candace the day after, I thought that was weird. But I think she just was like, I'm done with her, you know? I don't know if she was sleeping when Candace left.
I feel like that was fake. Fake. Candace, if like, not, right? Bye. Because she knew it was fake. Because I feel like even if you were exhausted, even if she was asleep, that is so rude. Like, you have guests leaving your house and you go to sleep before they're all gone. Like, when have you ever seen anybody do that?
Intentional stuff. Maybe she was tired. Maybe she was.
When have you ever seen anyone do that though? Steph? Like, come on. Have you ever been to someone's house and however mad they were at you and you leave and they don't say anything? They don't see you out? I was like, Monique, this was definitely not a good season for her. It was not.
I think people want to fight for her, but then there were moments this season where it's like, Monique, come on, like, let it go.
I love Monique, and ever since she came on, I was like, it's a breath of fresh air, like this melanin popping, like finally, because we had so many light-skinned women in Potomac, and it was just like, where is the chocolate? and
Right.
her adorable family. I felt like it was wonderful. And she did do some shady stuff, but I was on her side because I didn't like Giselle. But like this, because I like Candace, even I feel like last season, they were doing stuff to each other and it just didn't make sense.
Hmm.
Especially if you're friends, it doesn't make sense to me to keep throwing jabs. We're supposed to be friends.
Right, right.
And last season, I can understand why Candace felt some type of way because it was like, why are you going so hard for Ashley?
Hmm.
I feel like even if they were to make up, that's completely fine. If you want to be friends with her, fine. But she was going like hard for her against Candace,
Hmm.
and it just didn't make any sense to me.
Right.
Like if I was okay, if I was Monique and I saw Candace and Ashley getting into it, I would stay out of it. And that's just me. Like if I'm like,
But
if I'm,
Ashley did that. Ashley
huh?
like took her behind to the bathroom when stuff
Yeah,
was
but
popping
see,
up.
she was messy and she
Yeah.
stayed out
Yeah.
of it. And I feel like Monique should have did the same because
Right.
I don't trust Ashley at all. Like the
Mm.
way that she tried to make her seem like she was an alcoholic and
Yeah,
she
that was
tried to like defame her and ruin her reputation. And when that stuff came right back on her, for me, if I forgive, whether I forgive you or not, I'm going to remember what you did.
hmm
And I feel like that's great that she forgave her and they were able to move past it. But like, you don't go hard for them. Like, you're just getting to a good place.
But what allies does or who does Monique have as an ally?
But she
Like,
had Candice and she had Karen. Like,
Yeah, but Karen
yeah, but like, but
on everybody's bad list.
well,
She is like,
because and like I feel bad for Karen because
Mhm.
like I definitely am so glad that she's sticking up for Monique because the
Mhm.
fact that they keep trying to
Yeah,
say like that she didn't call her out when they keep showing the clip of her calling her out,
editors are coming through.
it's like, do you have amnesia? I don't understand. And the fact like I understand like Monique's upset that Karen said that she would press charges, but Karen is an older woman.
Right.
And she probably would press charges if somebody physically assaulted her. I'm sorry, but she
Karen's looking
would.
for that check, okay? She's not paying.
She would. I feel like Karen would press charges if somebody
Yeah.
like attacked her.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was just being real and honest with them. What they want her to do is ice out Monique so that she has no one to film with and she'll be forced to be kicked off the show. Karen is not going to do that because she knows, like, I mean, even if she's not that close with Monique, she knows they can do the same thing to her. You know what I
Right.
mean? Karen's being smart. She's like, no.
Right. But it's funny, this past episode, I was thinking about Karen and her relationship with the other women on the show because it's a very like much like a nice nasty type of
Mm-hmm.
relationship. Like she don't like Giselle.
Mm-mm.
Giselle don't like her, but they
Mm-mm.
always film together.
Well, I think they
She,
have to. I mean,
yeah.
they have to.
I feel
I
like she barely tolerates Ashley.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Well, because they got into this is why I don't trust Ashley. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad that she's sticking up for Monique, but I don't trust her.
No,
She's
but
been
even
at
her sticking up for Monique isn't genuine. It doesn't
no.
not enough.
People are like the only reason why Ashley is sticking up for Monique because she got those tapes of Michael in at that party and she won't release them.
She talked about it. She said, what did she say? She said she could have told lies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
She could have told the truth, but she
yeah,
didn't. And that's why you're sticking
right,
up for her.
right,
Because she got someone on you. And everybody knows it. Like, just be
right,
honest.
right.
Everybody knows it. Like this is why I have a problem with Monique going so hard for Ashley in
Mhm.
that last season. I felt like she could have still been there for Ashley, but not gotten into that not gotten involved with Ashley and Candace's beef. And I felt like her and Candace will probably be at a better place, even though Candace did some shady stuff too, which was probably yeah. They don't know how to be friends on this show, except
No,
for Robin and Giselle are the only.
like forever. They sort of had a rift what was it, last season or the season before, and
It
quickly
was,
passed that
yeah,
up.
one episode, and it was like forgotten. But
Yeah.
they know how to play the show together. I don't really even feel like they really like each other all that much, but they know that to survive on the show, you have to have an ally that's your ride or die.
Right.
Because Giselle's not going anywhere, so Robin is being smart and sticking with Giselle. So, which is why she hasn't gone anywhere. Why is she on the show? Why,
Robin is
why is she on the show?
me.
Why? I need somebody to explain to me why she is on this show.
When they tried to shade her for her wig. And I'm just like, Ashley, do you have that Rick James wig?
The one, her mom. They said it was her mom's wig. She looked just like her mom in that wig, just like her. Yeah, Ashley can't talk about nobody's wig.
They love to shade Robin though behind her back.
They did it to her face. They did it to her face. They did it right to her face. They're like, what's going on with this wig? Yeah, I don't know. It sucks because I feel like if Candace and Monique weren't in this mess, it could be like Candace, Karen, Monique, and Ashley against Robin and Giselle. And then what would they do? You know what I mean?
Well, now it's Candace, Wendy, Giselle, Robin against Karen and Monique. I don't know if Monique is going to come back. The more I think about it, it's like she's losing people. Like
she is. Steph, like it's just like worse and worse.
I know. Like the last episode was a struggle for her because it's like the only people that want to be on camera with her are the pastors. That's it. Nobody else. She's surrounded by pastors and Ashley, and it's just like.
And sometimes Karen. I feel like Karen's gonna be there for her, but Monique can't. I mean, even with this information about the pressing charges thing, she has to calmly talk to Karen. 'Cause, like, you don't want to like push more people away. And that's why you have to like think before you act, because I feel like Monique did not think this through at all.
No.
I really felt like, I don't know why, but I really felt like she thought that they were going to be on her side.
Well, yes, because Giselle in the previous episodes was against Candace. And then somehow
But why would you trust Giselle?
Right.
Especially knowing that she put this rumor out. Like, why would you trust her? Like, even if you don't want to like have beef with her because you're trying to be on the show and be cordial, that's what Monique said. There is no way I would trust her or be that friendly with her. It would have to be like the nice, nasty thing.
She wanted a good time. She sat down with Giselle, remember, for that lunch, and they were out together planning stuff. And it's like, this is the same woman that has hated you for the past like 3 seasons.
Tried to ruin you. And you knew that she tried to put that rumor out about you. I could never. All of our scenes would have to be like group scenes because I could never. I would be afraid that I would choke her.
Yeah, no, she don't like Monique for a lot of reasons.
And then Monique, if you have Giselle, Robin's going to be there with her. So you already have 2 people you know aren't going to be on you. I don't know why she thought they were going to be on her side. I don't know.
One thing though that, because to go back to Wendy, it was interesting because she was like, I don't want to be around women that pull us down. But I'm like, did you not take that knife out of Candace's hand? You want to be around somebody who is out in these streets wielding knives because somebody said something that they didn't like. Like, this isn't the first time she did that. She did it last season too at Ashley's house, or at her own house, not Ashley's house, her own house.
Well, okay, so the people were saying like she brought out the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Like she threw the knife when Ashley came back inside.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I don't remember either. But if she did, I could understand that. But because it's like I already told you to leave and you came back in like a psycho.
But that's violent. You can't
it is. It is. And even discounting, like, let's forget about the knife. Her husband had to physically restrain her.
Yeah.
To get her to calm down. Like sat on her because she would not come down. I think she stood on the chair and was screaming at her. So I'm like,
Chris is her coat. This is her coat, man. He's like,
he had to physically restrain her because she was so irate, and like, how's that like okay? And the only reason why it's okay is because she didn't physically touch Ashley.
Yes, but if
and I
Chris
feel like that's
there.
Exactly. But I feel like, and I wish somebody had pulled Monique away, or both of them. I wish somebody had pulled them away from that table,
right,
in the barn or whatever. Because I feel like it could have. Well, it was a barn, right?
It's a hot mess.
I wish somebody had pulled them away before they started fighting.
They don't care enough. Like Giselle and Robin were standing next to the both of them.
Right.
And they don't care enough.
Well, they won. They don't care. Like them, they don't care. But if Wendy had pulled Candace away, or Karen had pulled Monique away, I feel like they would have never physically fought.
That's the thing. I was like, Wendy, you pulled that knife out of Candace's hand. Okay. So that shows that you care about her. Because she could have easily, like, cut Monique with that knife. Like, if somebody picks up a knife, it's no joke. It's absolutely no joke. And you pulled it out of her hand. So you stopped that. Monique didn't have anybody to do that for her. Ashley went to the bathroom. Karen's Karen. And Giselle and Robin can't stand her. So, I think, she needed to show restraint. But
yeah, she did. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate. The only thing is, like, the fight just doesn't seem justifiable. As justifiable as, like, the Portia and Kenya thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I think the people let Portia get away with it is because Kenya was, like, relentless whole reunion. And when she put the scepter in Portia's face, it was like the straw that broke. You know what I mean? It was like the last straw.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have made anyone snap. The fight with Candace and Monique, I felt like they could have easily walked away from that. They weren't forced to be sitting on a couch next to each other dealing with that.
Fight her.
I think she did, and it was just like, why?
Over and done with. Like, I'm gonna mop your ass with this floor, and you're gonna remember it.
And I was like, Candace, of all people, like the most dramatic one, why would you fight her? Because now it's like the Post-it notes.
But you know what? It's so interesting because this will tie into Karen and Ray. It's so interesting and like good to see Black mental health professionals.
Yes.
Being there, providing help and care. Because I feel like the other seasons or episodes, it's just kind of like Atlanta. I feel like the therapists, they seem like they offer advice that's not good enough for the people receiving it and things like that. And I like how they're showing that. And I think that's important.
Yes.
Because I don't know. But I didn't like how, and I know we're skipping around, I didn't like how Karen told Candace, oh, Monique has a medical problem. Like, that's not your place to tell, boo-boo.
No, we shouldn't be diagnosing people.
Right.
I think she just didn't know how to explain it better.
Just
I
say
didn't.
nothing.
Yeah. I
Just
think she
say
was just tired of them because they're like coming at
yes.
her. Like
Yeah.
they are relentless with this. They really want her. Somebody, I have to go back and watch, but somebody said maybe it was towards the beginning that like they were talking about if Candace doesn't um like apologize to Ashley, because that was this season, right? The apology?
Yeah.
The beginning. Yeah, because we're on 13, episode 13. They were saying like if Candace doesn't, they said that Monique said if Candace doesn't apologize, maybe we should ice her out and then she'll learn. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that, but if that's true, I'm like that came back to bite her so hard. like so hard. I'm just like yeah, this was a rough season for Monique, and it just seems to be getting rougher. Like she's still like the episode that they showed for the next episode. Like
she's not going away with them.
She's struggling at home, and I'm just like, hire some help. I don't understand her like, at all. Like, what are you doing?
I think they're trying to like do something with her character, right? So they're trying to show like she's this home person and her having to juggle a household with 3 kids and a husband led her to that breakdown. I feel like that's how she's trying to spin it.
Right. But I'm like, I get maybe she's doing this because of her like Not for Lazy Moms podcast. That horrible name. I feel like it's not making sense to people. Like you have money.
Right.
You can afford help. Why are you allowing yourself to be a stressful, angry mess?
Right.
All the time. Because she's like snapping at the kids, snapping at Chris. And he's like, get help. Like hire some help. So you can be like easy breezy.
Chris needs to help around the house too. Because all I ever see is Monique running around trying to get stuff done.
Yes, but this also goes back to like, so this goes back, I feel like with the Karen and Ray thing as well. Like you knew who you married.
True.
Right? Like you knew, like, and I think Robin said it too. She kind of agreed with Monique, but like this is like ball players, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. They're so used to being catered to. And they get these wives who cater to them, do everything they want. And then when they retire, they expect that same level. And the wives are like finally like able, because they've had enough money now, that they can do their own thing.
Yeah.
And they want to do their own thing and not be stuck at home with the kids and catering to their husbands all the time. Same thing with Karen, because she was a housewife catering to Ray. But like once they start doing their own thing, the husbands are like, wait, you've changed, not me, because I've been the same. Like when you married me, you catered to me and now you don't want to do it anymore. And I feel like the problem is like they're not coming into the marriage with some boundaries, because these women have nothing. And you know what I mean? Right. They have to do whatever they can to marry these men so that they're taken care of. So they'll do whatever the husband wants. And then when they don't want to do it anymore, it's too late now.
Right.
And I feel like that causes conflict.
Yeah, that's definitely happening with Ray and Karen.
Yeah.
He's like, she was all about the house and me. Now she's not. He's so sour about it.
He is like bitter. But and also like you married someone 20 years younger.
Yeah.
You're an old man. What did you expect? Like she's gonna be like, she's not as old as you. So she's still like vibrant, trying to live life, and he's ready to like sit down and take a nap.
Go to Florida.
And play some golf for the rest of his life.
One funny thing, and this is my one positive about Wendy, which was funny when she was talking to her kids about the milk.
Ew.
Her husband was like,
Gross.
she don't give me milk no more. That was so funny. I was cracking up.
I was like, I do not want to see your breast milk.
Those kids were drinking it.
Yes, I was like, ew. They're so funny though, and her little baby girl is adorable.
I know.
So cute. She's so cute.
Yeah.
Too bad your mom's mean.
Well, Cameron better shape up or ship out.
You said Karen?
Cameron.
Cameron. Oh yeah.
Daughter. She gotta follow those rules. She gotta be strong out the womb. Yeah, no. I want to like 1D, but she makes it very difficult to really feel like there's some sort of connection. Or I see her on TV and CNN and MSNBC, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, but you like crap on Black women if they don't fit that mold,
It's like, no, I'm done with her. I liked her. I'm done with her. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm.
So what did you think about Monique's podcast? Like the show. So can I say something? It reminds me of, because I'm a teacher, it reminds me of like remote learning or teaching. Because it's like you do all of like the amazing things, you pull out all the bells and whistles, and then you get like 4 or 5 kids showing up, and it's like, okay, well, I gotta teach to the 4 and 5 as if it were 30.
I was like, dang, even Luann's Cabaret did better.
She was anticipating a lot.
I'm like, was she promoting on social media? I don't understand. Like, how she did not get 300 people
pre-COVID. So
yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I wonder how much the tickets were, because that might be been a factor, or if it were free. I don't know.
I feel like the live shows are a waste of money. I'm sorry. Like, podcast is great, but you don't want to be coming out of pocket for this. Like, live shows and stuff. Live shows are expensive. Like, to put all that stuff together, like all the behind the scenes stuff. And I'm just like, I don't understand it. At least ask your audience if this is something that they even want.
Yeah.
Before you put all this money into it.
They were not interested.
No. They
were not interested.
And I'm like, that's embarrassing. And the fact that you spent $200,000 on this podcast, just like, when people spend nothing sometimes, or maybe like a few hundred to like host the website or something, but like to spend all that money,
too much.
I could understand Chris when he was like, yeah, shut it down. Like, what are you doing? Monique, what are you doing?
Don't waste my money.
I hope she's using the money she's getting from the show.
Lord. I was just like, ooh, it's dry.
Yeah, it was not a good look.
She needed to have the other women there. And
yeah,
they're not having it. So
but I'm like, you can't piss them off then. Because I feel like this is like, this season she was not playing chess at all. She was very much playing checkers. And she got beat like bad. Because I'm like, these women are always looking for a reason to not like you and to do stuff or say stuff about you or to do stuff to not be around you.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you thought physically fighting someone wasn't gonna give like this is it. This is what Giselle's been waiting for.
Yeah.
This is what she's been waiting for.
And Giselle doesn't have to unpack her own mess.
Nope.
Because
she could talk about, oh, that hot mic was everything we needed.
6 and 7 baby mamas. And her behind is like, who are the baby mamas? I don't know them. I don't talk about them. And it's like, yeah, but you're so quick to talk about everybody else's.
Everybody.
So come on.
Oh, he put her all the way on blast. I was like, yes, this is what we needed. And so she's trying to like backpedal, like, oh, you know, my dad just cares about me and blah, blah, blah. But he's fine with us now. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no.
He does not like Jamal. Nobody likes Jamal. His own kids don't even want you guys together.
That is embarrassing.
Like, your own kids don't want you together.
That is embarrassing. Don't do it.
Right. That's what, and people are like, how is she going to talk about, oh, she went home to her daughters to talk about this fight and they don't want you around Monique. I'm like, they don't even want you around their own father. People were blasting her because, and then it was like, also like, why are you telling them about this fight anyways?
Right. Like, you don't have friends, adult friends to talk to?
You need to tell your daughters about this?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that either. That was very, very tacky. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like Giselle has no storyline, but she's winning because Monique is not on the show.
I'm like, this is what she wanted. I'm like, you handed it to her on a silver platter. Because now she can paint this narrative that you're not safe to be around. I don't want to film with her because I don't feel safe. You know what I mean? And they can all do that. And I think like they said that like Andy said the reason why Brandy got fired from Beverly Hills is because nobody wanted to film with her. And you can't film by yourself because you know what I mean?
She's trying, but it's not gonna work. It's not sustainable for the show. It's not.
I mean, I feel like if she can keep Ashley and Karen, she could probably stay on. But if she doesn't make it right with the rest of them, I feel like she needs to make it right with Candace. And it doesn't seem to be, she doesn't seem to be doing that at all. She's like still talking mess about that fight. Like still, this is why it's like so hard to be on her side because she is still talking mess.
She's never gonna fight with Candace.
I was like, how do you go from us watching this episode of you crying and saying she didn't deserve it to you now, like a year later, still talking mess? That shows like you.
She's not remorseful.
No, at all.
She's not. And it's funny because they want her to be, but it's like, she's not.
And I think that's the problem, like, because people don't understand why she's not. That, like, I can understand you're mad that she's trying to sue you. But, like, and then Monique was like, was she doing an interview? I think she was doing an interview with Ashley. Somebody was interviewing them. And Monique was like, Candace was being childish with the pressing charges and the civil suit. She's like, you're not thinking about me and my 3 kids that I could possibly be arrested in front of them. But then people were like, Monique, you weren't thinking about your 3 kids when you physically assaulted Candace. You have to be responsible for your family.
Right.
Like, you assaulted her. Like, it's really frustrating. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. She still has like a strong fan base, but she's making it hard for people to support her. She's making it like so hard.
Like, I think sometimes on these shows, some of the women who are new, they think that they have like that veteran status where they can say, oh, you know, I bring in the viewers. So like, if Mimi were to do something like this, people would still...
Well, she did.
watch her. Right.
She yanked that cameraman, remember? Ripped his shirt. I think he like filed a suit against Bravo because of it. Yeah.
But like, let's say the other women said that they don't want to film with Nene. She would be okay because she could film scenes by herself and still film the show. Monique can't. Monique can't.
She can't. But even Nene knew that she couldn't because she went on that apology tour. Like, remember? She didn't want to apologize to anybody.
Right.
Nene doesn't care, but she knew that you can't film by yourself. Nobody wants to see just you and your family. They want to see you with the girls. So she went on this apology tour to get everybody back on her side because she knew. Like, yes, you're Nene, but you still need to film with them or else it's not a show.
Right.
And Monique is not getting that. Portia needs to sit her down and talk to her.
You know they're friends, right?
Yes, that's why I'm like, talk some sense into your friend. Monique needs to switch it up. She needs like PR, like somebody to like help her because she needs to switch it up and
they need to cast a friend on the show for her.
Right.
Like probably get rid of Robin and then
I wish
bring in Monique's friend.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not. Because right now people don't even want to see her. I feel like she needs to switch up her narrative that she's painting now and just be like, you know what? It was wrong. I shouldn't put my hands on her. I'm not really going to talk about it anymore because I just want to move past this. But somebody commented, I think I was on her Instagram. Somebody commented and was like, I'm so tired of this fight. I wish they would stop talking about it. And Monique said, I am too. I wish Bravo would like stop bringing it up. Yeah. But I'm like, but you are the one going on all these podcasts and getting all these interviews and you keep talking about it.
Yeah.
She keeps talking about it. Steph, I don't know.
I love Monique. Monique is my favorite on the show. It's heartbreaking to see her have that fight. But do I feel like she should be kicked off the show? No, because everybody fights. But at the same time, they know what they're doing. When I say they, the other women, by casting her out. So she has no one to film with. And she's filming with Ashley. And it's funny because the scenes that she's had with Ashley, they're so boring. Like Ashley's trying to like bring tea, but it's boring. And I feel like Ashley knows what she's doing too.
Because she's still she's friendly with them, with the other group. So she's,
Right. But I feel like Ashley needed to check Candace because that episode wasn't the last one, the one before that, where they were at Wendy's event. Mm-hmm. And Candace said what she said to Ashley. And it's just like, wait a second. You, a few episodes were saying, oh, I want to protect Ashley. Now you're talking about all her business on Front Street about how she's not even going to be married anymore. Mm-hmm. Come on.
No, I was glad she got checked too. Because I think it showed that like, I think it showed two things, unfortunately. I think it showed that like Candace still has like a nasty mouth. And people see that, like, this is what gets her into all of these arguments and fights.
Right.
But I think it also showed, like, Ashley, it seemed like Ashley was just being messy. Like, even though she was Team Monique, because it was like, you weren't.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't see it.
Right.
So you can't really talk about the fight, but you can, I feel like she can't talk about the fight, but she can talk about her relationship with Candace. That makes more sense because you have had problems with each other.
Right. And I when I saw Candace say what she said, because she went off the handle.
Yes.
When she said that to Ashley. And then you see Chris go, shut up.
Well, he was like, stop, please. Like, I felt like he was like, for the love of God, will you stop?
Yeah.
But I think he needed to because she was going to keep going. Yeah. But I also think, like, it didn't bother me, but it bothered other people that he did that. Yeah. Some people felt like he should have waited till they left, then check your wife, but like not in front of the person.
He needed
For,
Chris that night.
I know, but I feel like people feel like you're not supposed to check your wife in front of her enemy because like you're supposed to be like a united front.
I know, but she needed him that night of the fight, and he was just like,
yeah.
So I'm gonna do what I need to do. I don't have a problem with it because I didn't like what she said to Ashley because the whole reason I feel like one of the reasons why they fought was because she was saying how she was protecting Ashley, and Monique didn't understand that. And Monique was like, "No, you're two-faced. You're not protecting her."
So, protecting her about the shade about her husband. Okay.
And then to be like a few episodes later, you're not going to be married.
Right.
It's like, what was the whole point? You know, I mean, it kind of took me back when he was just like, shut up.
Because it was so like abrupt.
That was aggressive. But she was getting out of pocket and saying things that, like, if somebody was like her, they would have threw a knife across the table. Like,
right. The only thing is, I kind of like that she said that about Ashley. I'm sorry. Because I don't like Ashley that much. I'm sorry. I know like it was wrong. It was very wrong, but I feel like Ashley has gotten away with so much.
Ashley has a slick mouth too.
She has gotten away with so much. And I feel like Candace is the only one who will come for her. It was not right, but I didn't mind it.
So I like that Karen came prepared for Candace.
Yes,
like I was just like, yes, you need to tell her about herself because she thinks it's one-sided, and it's not. It's not. You know? And I feel like Wendy just needed to hear what she was saying. Like she was so quick to like talk over her.
Yeah.
Listen, and it's like, no, Karen's telling you why she's taking this role, but they want her to choose.
Yep.
Even
though they keep saying that they don't, I'm like, yes, you do. Obviously, you do.
Right.
Because Wendy, you were right there when Karen checked Monique. You were sitting right there. So for you to lie and say that she never has is a lie.
Right.
She checked her. She hasn't even been filming with her. Like, what you guys want is for her to ice her out and not film with her anymore, so she can't come back on the show. And I'm like, you guys are full of it. And I'm glad Karen was like, I will not be told who to be friends with and what to do and what to say. And I was very glad about that because like Karen's a grown woman. Leave her alone.
Right. They just want to run the show. And I'm like, y'all just got here.
Right. You especially, Wendy, sit down. We don't even know you like that.
I know.
I don't like her anymore.
It's so interesting. Like a lot of, like you have Wendy, you have Candace, you have Monique, and it's like they have problems with the mother figures or mothers in their lives. Yeah. Like it's so interesting. Like Wendy can't get along with her mother-in-law. Candace and her mom are like oil and water, and then Monique and her mother-in-law. So it's like right then and there you see like there's no one really there to guide them. And I feel like Karen, you know, even though she can be messy, she definitely, I think in some ways can be the voice of wisdom for them, but they don't like her.
No.
Because she's very secretive because they always like are like, why is she telling us about Ray now? She never tells us anything. And it's like
you're never satisfied.
Right. Stick with the storyline.
Right.
Like, look at your notes.
I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like Candace is like bold now because her mom is actually sticking up for her and on her side. But I'm like, for now. Exactly. Yeah. But I'm like, just last season she was whopping you upside the head with her purse. And now now when it's somebody else, all of a sudden they need to take legal matters.
What?
Yes. And Candace was the one who told us. So it's like, come on.
Yeah, that's triggering for her, for Candace. You know, people beating on her.
Yeah. Well, because then it makes me wonder, like, how many times her mom's hit her. And we just don't know about it. So maybe that's why she's being so extreme with this. Because, I mean...
She's taking it out on the person that... Not on the person that she should take it out on. Like her mom, like...
Well, I mean, because there's only so much you can do. I mean, it's your mom. Either you cut them out or you deal with the fact that they whop you upside the head every now and then, I guess.
You come out and you walk away free from the trauma and the pain. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think she wants to do that. Because, like, her mom's funded a lot of her life, and I mean, I guess she wants to have a relationship with her.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I forgot about that.
Yes. How could you forget?
I totally forgot about
it was that. Hilarious.
Dang.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, I don't think like Monique and Candace are ever going to be able to reconcile, and that's unfortunate. But I hope they can be cordial so they can shoot together. Because I'm tired of this fight, and it's kind of making me tired of Potomac. I don't know. This past episode, I was just like,
they don't have any substance. I feel like they're gonna drive this whole Karen Candace thing out until the
reunion. Everybody is just ready to get to the reunion.
Yeah, I just want to see the reunion with Monique, sit down with all them.
All the receipts. Because otherwise, this is just like boring now. Yeah. And I can understand why like Potomac hasn't been as highly rated. Because I felt like the first season was boring. And I felt like when Monique came the second season, it picked up a little bit for me. I just don't think they don't give it as good. And that's why like with this fight, it was like their highest rated.
Yeah.
Been like their highest rated season.
Yeah. People are talking about it. The moment it happened, Twitter lit up. People taking sides.
And when you think about it, the only other time that people have been talking about Potomac like this is with Michael's messy behind doing shady, nasty stuff. Otherwise, like, I don't know. I'm trying.
Well, what do you think? Well, what do you think the next season will be, or the next episode will be like?
Boring.
They're going to Portugal.
I feel like the next episode is going to be them talking about going.
True.
And then we're going to have to wait another episode for them to actually go. And I'm just like...
Hopefully they fast forward it. They probably don't have a choice right now. Because
yeah, it's like...
people are done.
Like, we're tired of this fight. Like, we're tired of it.
Yeah.
I really just want to get to the reunion. Because Monique said she has all these receipts. I feel like she's going to try to take Giselle down. I don't know if it's going to work. But
I think she needs to leave Giselle alone.
Like, be done with it.
Yeah.
This woman is not going anywhere. And she's just evil. So stay away from her.
Just one big head shake. Shaking my head. But I still like Monique. You know, I still want her to be on the show, I don't know if she will be.
Right.
Robin needs to go.
She needs to go.
Giselle could go next.
She needs to go.
Yeah. I even feel like Karen's storyline isn't all that either, you know? The only people that are bringing the ratings are Monique, Ashley, and Candace.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Wendy can go too. I feel like Monique, Candace, and Ashley can stay. I like Karen. I feel like she could. The only thing is, if they bring in younger people, it's not going to work out so much for Karen. You know what I mean? So yeah. I feel like they could do a show with Monique and Candace and Ashley and bring in some new, fresh faces.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they could probably spice it up and make it good. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think Andy's willing to sacrifice Giselle because he always has Giselle on something. And I feel she wouldn't be okay with Robin not being there.
But she wouldn't have a choice, though.
Who, Giselle?
Yeah, I feel like if they put their foot down and got rid of Robin, it would force her to be nicer to people, because she wouldn't have Robin to back her up every time.
She has so much to gain, yeah, with Robin. You're right. Robin is Teddy.
Yes, see, she is Teddy.
She is Teddy.
This is why Kyle got away with so much, because she had Teddy to back her up on everything. And I'm glad Teddy's gone. I hope Dorit does not succumb to Kyle and try to be her best friend again. I want Kyle to be by herself and figure out a way to be nicer to these girls. She is horrid. And she used to be my favorite. She is horrid. Mm-mm. I hope Lisa Vanderpump comes back.
You think she will?
I hope she does. There's been like mumbling because of like what's going on with COVID. Like the restaurants are having to close, and it's like, what does she have? Because we don't know if Vanderpump Rules is coming back. So, I feel like Lisa likes to be on reality TV in some capacity, because she has like Pump Dogs or something like that on some streaming thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's like on some streaming service. I don't know where, but they said it's not on TV. So I feel like now would be the time for her to come back, because I feel like she's stronger now, and I feel like she could be her shady self to her full capacity.
I'm tired of her.
Really?
Yeah. I'm tired of all the rumors. Oh, I didn't leak that story to the tabloids like every season.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
But I feel like she's good for the show, though.
Yeah.
Look at the show without her.
I didn't even watch the third or the second part of the reunion.
You didn't miss much. It's bad.
Even New York has to like do some stuff.
Well, they're switching up their cast. I think they realized it because it was too dark.
Good. And I didn't like, it was too dark, you said?
Yeah, it was too dark. I feel like with Dorinda, it was too dark.
Yeah.
She needs a break. I hope this is not a permanent firing. I think like even Andy said he would like her to come back. I feel like she needs a break.
Yeah.
Because she's too dark now. Like her reads cut to the bone. and it's hard to watch.
Served it to her warm.
Right. No, you served it to her ice cold. It was like, Dorinda. It was hard for people to watch her this season.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I
it's a,
still like her, but I definitely agree. I think she can really hit below the belt.
like too low sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I watched some of the old seasons
Mm-hmm.
to like refresh. And how she was like so much fun. Like she
Yeah.
had like fun shade. Like we could actually laugh. Now it's like people are cringing because it's like it's hard to watch. It's so she was just not in a good place. This like the same thing with like Monique. This was like her like this was like a bad season for her, and I feel like it was a bad season for Dorinda. That last season it was like bad. So maybe Monique needs a break.
I think so. I think if they don't get rid of her, she'll probably take a break, go on hiatus a little bit, and then come back.
I hope she takes a break.
Man.
I hope. Yeah. I was about to say, well, like they're not filming right now, so maybe she's getting better, but she's still like saying nasty things. So I feel like she needs like a full break. Like just a full break from the show where she doesn't have to like tweet about it or blog about it or anything. She can just take a break, get some help, hire some help, and like focus on being like easy breezy and then come back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like her first season was like great.
Yeah. I know. It's I don't know. I think the show wears on you. Like
Yeah.
you can only do it for so many seasons. And I feel like there's so much pressure to like bring a storyline, you know? I don't know how Portia does it. Portia's been on this show forever.
I know, like a long time. Almost as long as Candy, right? Or did she come the season after Candy came?
I can't. Yes, I think she was on after Candy because I remember when Candy first came on, she was having problems with Nene.
Yes,
And
I remember that part. And she was like, "I'm gonna stop talking to you," and she walked away.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I love Candy."
Get in my face.
When she had her short haircut.
And the bangs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but like the problem, see, that's the problem. The problem for Monique is she won't stop talking about it. Mm-hmm. And then she, like, Portia's fight with Kenya was during the reunion. So she had, like, all this time to take a break, take a step back, come back to the show, refreshed, and apologize. Monique is, like, fought, and now she's still stuck on the show, having to deal with it.
Yeah.
And watching the show, having to deal with it, and there's no break. But I mean, but Portia did fight on the show as well with Cynthia. It's just like,
oh yeah, with Cynthia kicking Portia. How could I forget? How could I forget that? I'll never forget with that kick.
But see, like this is like
that's true.
When they were trying to like talk back to like Monique's confrontations and stuff, I was like, that's all stuff of like getting into each other's faces, which you all do. She's only physically fought once. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When they were like, you did this, you said you were gonna beat me up, and I was like, that was in her confessional. She didn't say that to your face, Giselle. And then they brought up the thing with her and Robin. I was like, well, Robin got into her face.
Right.
And she put up the umbrella to back her off. And then it was like something else. Oh, when she said she was going to drag Candace last season. But she was walking away. So this is like all stuff I feel like was like lame that they're trying to use that against her. They could, like for Portia's case though, it was like you fought with Kenya. You physically fought with Kenya. You physically fought with Cynthia. You physically fought with somebody else. They didn't catch it, but they showed her chasing the girl
Right.
down the street. So it was like they had an actual record of her physically fighting people. And she still got to stay on the show.
Right. Nobody's icing her out.
Right?
She was at Cynthia's wedding.
The only time she got iced out is when she spread that nasty lie about Candy.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like, well, you need to stay in timeout. But she apologized. I mean, she did her penance. Monique's not willing to do that. Yeah. So. I don't know.
So should we wrap it up, Steph?
Yeah, I think we've said all we can say. Yeah, and we went.
I mean, there's not a lot going on this season, so.
Mm-mm.
But
yeah, they hyped it up, and
the fight was yes, they hyped up that fight. They made sure to put it in the middle of the series so we could watch it all the episodes before. They were smart.
Well, we were just like, we don't care. Where's the fight? And now it's like the fight, and now we don't care anymore. We're done with the fight. It's time to move on. So yeah, okay. That's it. I mean, we got episode 13 and we did some recapping of the other episodes. I felt like it was necessary because we just needed to like talk it out. It's been so long. But I just want to thank Stephanie for joining me on this recap. Thank you for talking to me about Potomac because I have no one else. It's just me and you, girl. Like, people don't understand when you watch these Housewives and you have no one to talk about it with.
Right.
When you talk to your spouse or significant other, and sometimes they're just like, okay, like, enough. So it's always great to have a friend to talk about it with, and we hope you enjoyed this recap. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.